All right, I am back again. This is Tyler checking back in to YouTube. I am here to discuss probably a point that I had from a friend of mine who actually wanted to see this channel and had a subject that he wanted me to discuss. And I guess the subject would be how to pretty much a hack to how to get committed, stay committed with a series of time constraints and obstacles. Really, this one's tough because everyone's situation is different. Mine personally has evolved as the years have gone on. Again, I mentioned before that I spent most of my life single, and now I'm married with a child. And some hours I had of free time when I was single, I no longer have. And then also, even when I was single, I noticed that maybe I wasn't managing my time or doing things that were, I guess you could say, necessary in order to optimize my ability to really make the most of any opportunities that I would come across, opportunities I could use to better myself. With that said, really the best way to do this is to have someone act as an accountability partner. It could be a friend, it could be family, it could be a spouse, a partner, it could be any one of those things. And to be honest, it's probably one of the best ways to do it, because that way you have something outside of yourself pushing you to be better. And that's really what a lot of this is about, is bettering yourself. And if you have somebody who reminds you, hey, did you wake up this morning? Did you get into, did you hit the heavy bag like you said you would? Did you get on the treadmill and walk for 30 minutes on 3 miles per hour? Whatever it is that you're really trying to get started with doing to get back on the grind. Another point that he wanted me to address was how do I find time? This particular individual works 60-hour weeks. That's a lot of work. I work as a software engineer, and I know how at times things can really pick up and get busy, and you look at the clock, it's 3 p.m., then you look at the clock again, and then it's 9 p.m. It's like, what happened? You get caught up in something silly, and time just gets away from you, and you're like, well, guess I'll just go home, have a beer, and turn on Netflix, or watch Hulu, or go meet up with some friends, or, last thing you're thinking about is, I need to go get this, these sets and reps in at the gym, or, go to my boxing class, or kickboxing class, or whatever it is that your choice of exercise. And it can be tough, but you really have to have alternate plans. You have to have backup plans, ways that if one fails, you have another way to get in there. Me personally, the way I try to stay on top of things is to have times where I make time where I can get in the gym. For instance, the gym I go to opens at 5 a.m. I like to have a little bit of foresight in what my day is or what my week will look like. And of course, you can't tell the future, and you have no idea what the day might bring. But if you have an inkling that, hey, I'm going to be extremely busy, I'm not going to leave work until 7 p.m. or something like that, you probably want to, maybe if you have the bandwidth to wake up a little bit earlier, do what you need to do, even if it's just run around the block, shower, and get your day started. I know sometimes that when I'm ahead of schedule, at some other jobs I've had, I'd be able to work at a lunch. I'd be able to hit the gym, do what I need to do, and get back, finish out the day, stay an hour longer, maybe 2 hours longer, whatever it take to make it the time I was there. Sometimes you can get in after work. It's just ideal that you do this before you go home. If you go home, it's curtains. It's curtains for most people. Even when I was single, if I went home, after a long day, it was a done deal. I'm not going back out. I'm taking off the shoes, I'm taking off the pants. It's done. I'm over it, and on to the next day. So that's two things that help you try to get back into a healthier lifestyle. And I think another thing that you could probably do is really look at things that you do on a daily basis and see what things you can remove that would allow more time for you to take care of yourself and your physical well-being. If you spend 3-4 hours watching Netflix or ESPN or I don't know, some sort of television show, maybe you cut that in half. Maybe you cut that in half and use that time to do something in the house. Maybe go outside to a playground or a field, a gym, and use that time wisely rather than sit at home and complain about your condition, how you just don't have time. Make time by eliminating things that you don't need to do. And it's tough because I made this choice some time ago. I eliminated all of my streaming services. I don't have Netflix. I don't have Hulu. I still have YouTube, and there's cable in the house. I try not to watch it. It's just time that I could use doing something else that could be more productive. And as I've gotten older, I realized that we don't really have that much time here, and we have to use it wisely. You need time to decompress and relax. That I understand that, but at the same time, you really have to put things into perspective and really just focus on the things that matter. My accountability at this point in my life is not just for doing it for aesthetics or to be, have a six-pack and impress anybody. Mine, number one, I wanted to be in better shape because I feel better about myself when I'm in good shape. I feel like, I'm staying true to who I am. Also, I wanted to be in shape to keep up with my son. He's a little ball of energy. And if I'm gasping for air just to tie my shoes, I'm not doing myself or him any good. I also would love to stay in shape for when he's growing like a weed. He's growing fast. I want to be in good shape for when he gets older and starts, doing whatever he enjoys. I want to keep up with him and smoke him in all competition until I can't anymore. So that that's my motivation, and also motivation for my wife as well. If I lead by example, she will also, follow in those footsteps. Once I got back on the grind, I got back to working out. She also got motivated, started eating salads and getting back to working out herself. And you'll notice other people around you will even start asking, like, hey, what are you doing? You making some changes. You could start really just influencing other people's lives and not even know it. You could be making people better around you, just taking a few small steps of things, of the three things that I've mentioned so far. And it can be difficult, especially when you're in a place that you just don't really care. When you just don't care and you're like, this is the least of my worries. I have other things to worry about, but really this is important. It's more than just being in good, having good aesthetics and having big arms and big chests. It's up here. It's a mental battle, and discipline is essential in life. And I think this is a really good place to start if you're lacking in that area anywhere. Putting the fork down and looking at that sliced pizza over there and not picking it up. It's a small victory that you feel good about yourself. It's small, but it raises your confidence and it makes the next thing a little bit easier. So those are three things I would say were a big help to me when I was recovering from my dad bod-itis, which is definitely something I'm going to speak on here shortly, because I have a personal war against the dad bod, and I feel it is something that needs to be addressed and squashed for forever and always. Amen. So I will be back on this and be talking about some other things particularly the dad bod and a few other things I got from some friends that they'd probably like to hear about, and maybe you want to hear about too. So, this is Tyler checking out. I'll see you guys soon.